It's Tuesday. Tuesdays are serious days. So today I am going to finish up the weapon ban series so that we can be done and move on to more interesting things. Me from the past, ready? Go! What would be a reasonable weapons policy in America? First of all, don't ban specific guns. Banning specific guns is dumb and idiotic, because it's very easy to, change a couple minor features on the gun and then it's technically a different gun because, and then it's legal again. I mean, there'd probably be some specific things that you'd have to do being if you're a weapons maker to actually make it be a different model. But yes, it would be fairly easy to get around banning specific guns. From what I know of weapon laws currently, they do not do this very frequently, which is good because it is pretty obviously illogical. 2, don't ban specific features. Like, I know this seems to go contrary to what I just said about not banning specific guns, because then you can get guns with all the important features being the same, but slightly different, so that it counts as a different gun. But a YouTuber that I watch rather frequently called Scalagram, or who goes by Scalagram, uploaded a video of him needing to disassemble this specific folding knife. Or, not folding knife. I keep calling them folding knives. They're pocket knives. There's a specific pocket knife with a very unusual opening mechanism that you would pull apart, and then the knife is in the middle of the handle, and when you pull it apart, then you can push it back together. And if you do that right, the knife snaps out. But this knife had broken in a couple of joints, which meant it didn't stay together, but that wasn't the problem. The problem was that he could then swing it, and the knife blade would rotate. And that changed the type of weapon that it technically was into some other variation of knife that made it illegal. So a broken, inferior, less useful, and less lethal weapon is banned. But its more useful, more lethal, not broken version isn't. The dumb, it hurts so bad. Anyways, that's in Canada, so we don't have to worry about that here, but we probably do, because that probably happens anyways in America, because this is America, and anything that's dumb can happen in America. Let's just face it. America is the land of freedom, Chinese food that should be called American food, and dumb. In the reverse order. Now, finally, as I already discussed in the second part of the series, banning all weapons generally won't work. So, what can we do to get highly lethal weapons out of the hands of crazy dudes? Make it more difficult to get them? I mean, we're not going to be able to eliminate all guns. If we eliminate all guns, we're just asking the black market to get better. And it will. Because we're stupid, and the only criminals that survive very long are the smart ones. So the criminals that are still running around right now are the smart ones. Most of them. And so they're smart criminals. And so they'll figure out how to capitalize on our stupid rules that ban all guns. But if we just make it harder to get a gun, then anyone who wants to get a gun but doesn't want to do it illegally could still get a gun, in theory, but they would have to go through extensive background checks, probably a psychological check, some other precautions, things like that, to make sure that they're not a crazy person. And maybe even like a psych evaluation every 2 years or something like that, to make sure they don't become a crazy person after they get the gun. And yes, I see why you might be upset about that, but this is not about freedom. This is about getting crazy people to not have guns. That's all we want. Because crazy people having guns kills lives. Freedom is not worth life. Like, this is just a personal philosophy of mine. There is getting someone to heaven. Underneath that is life. And underneath that is happiness. Heaven is always the most important. Like, just a place where you are infinitely happy for infinite amount of time. That is better than being kind of happy, kind of sad for any amount of time. For a finite amount of time. Like, that's just a fundamental thing. It is infinitely better in multiple ways. Then comes life, then comes happiness and freedom and those things. This is the second thing. This is talking about saving lives. So no, you can, like, your freedom, personal freedom to own guns, if you want to own guns, is not worth someone's life. So, yes, you should have to jump through a few hoops to get your guns. They shouldn't be impossible to get, but you should have to jump through a few hoops to get them. And yes, that will mean paperwork, and no, no one likes paperwork, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. Now, as a quick side tangent, like, there was, I can't remember which school shooting it was, because there've been a lot in the past year or two or whatever. But there was like one school shooting where the dude literally said he was going to do it on YouTube multiple days in advance, and no one freaked out. Okay, that's wrong. A couple of his family members freaked out and asked the cops to examine him, and the cops came and said, "Oh yeah, he's just a normal dude being aggressive and stuff." The dumb, it hurts so much. It hurts so much. Like, you can, if you are really motivated, you can go find his video, unless YouTube has taken it down, I don't know. But, I'm not even going to get into why he did that, because it's just so messed up. And, he's the kind of crazy dude that we need to make sure don't get guns. And yes, if they're crazy enough, they will still get guns in the black market. We will not be able to prevent that ever. cracking harder down on guns will just make the black market the only place to get guns. So everyone who wants a gun will get their guns at the black market, making the black market stronger. We cannot win the war on crime. As John Green says, if you're going to war against a noun, you will lose. Now, his phrasing is kind of off, because it should be like a non-proper noun, because you can go to war against a person and win pretty effectively. You just have to kill or knock out that person. You can go to war against a country pretty effectively if you're another country who's bigger and stronger than that country. But wars on drugs, wars on crime, wars on terror, those can't be won. You just can't. We can only reduce the fatalities. So yeah. Get guns out of the hands of crazy people by making sure all the people with guns aren't crazy. Make them go through psych evaluations and things like that to make sure they're not crazy. And actually recognize that dudes who want to murder people are crazy and not just showing signs of teenage aggression. Seriously. Like, I understand that I personally occasionally want to kill something or someone. I don't say anything about it much. I'm saying stuff about it right now. But I tell the stupid in me to shut up and maybe even shoot it a little. Because I am, as crazy as I might be, technically sane. But, that's just the one thing we need. Fewer guns in the hands of insane people, and actually recognizing when a dude is batshit crazy. Thank you for watching this episode. Thank you for watching this episode of Versus the Grier. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. If you have anything to say, please leave it in the comment section, and I might address it. I will probably address it, because right now I have very few subscribers, or viewers, or commenters. So I don't have that much work to do to keep up with all of the people who are subscribing, and commenting, and liking, and things like that. But, yeah. At some point, if you are watching this in the distant future, that might not be the case. So I'm not going to guarantee that I will get to you, but I will possibly get to you. And until we meet again, farewell.